Hello everybody, this is Eddie, and I have a video for you today. It's another Minecraft video, if you can't tell already, and this is a little different than the other videos because this is the first video that I'm going to show you of my my everyday world. There's a server that is a 24/7 server run through the service of TreePuncher.com. I recommend it. It's worked out great, and it's pretty cheap, and it's a private server, and yeah, so it's a private server that only fits 5 people, and we're not accepting anyone else in right now. And I am the admin of the server, so don't think you could ask someone else and get in. So just saying that now. Not that everyone's going to be like, oh, I want to be in your server, because I'm not expecting that kind of popularity, but I'm just saying. Okay. So, by the time I air this, you probably already will have seen the first episode of Infernal Skies 2 with Black Cat. He's also on this server, and so is Rob, my brother, who's in a lot of the other videos on this channel, and his username is Ploptimus Swine. Awesome username. Okay, so I thought this episode, well, first of all, I made another episode of this earlier that I accidentally deleted thinking it was something else, and so that's kind of annoying because that one was a tour, and I wanted to show you today how the progress I've made on one of the projects I showed in the previous video. And sorry, I'm just doing a little terraforming while I talk. And now I obviously can't do that because you don't know how much progress I've made because you couldn't see before. But I guess I'll just do another tour, and that's kind of nice that I can do this because my other tour went a little long and this one can be shorter. So it's enough terraforming for now. I'm going to try to make, well, it doesn't matter. I'll show you. So this is a house I built a little while ago. It's kind of, I don't really know if I like the design or not. It was kind of more based on the materials that I had at the time. I do kind of like the lava. Don't like the button, because whenever I have lag, if I'm trying to play while uploading or something, you basically can't get in because the lag stops you. But this is a creeper face made out of stairs with lava behind it. And I do like the steps. I know it's sand, which is a little unusual for building material, but I think I actually like it better than any of the sandstone patterns. There's sandstone on the roof though. So this is my ravine that I live in, and I'll tell you why I picked this ravine in a minute. This is my nether portal. We don't really have we have a working nether hub, but we don't have any kind of design in it, so it's not really useful to show you it because it's just like netherrack tunnels dug. Whoa. Yeah, I always do that. Probably should put a fence there or something. So this is a dugout area that was specifically designed for pine trees, or I don't know. They're not. That's not what they're called, but they're called, but something else I can't remember. And then basically this up here is the pine trees grow pretty tall and they don't have branches, so you can just fall down on top of them and dig straight down, or chop straight down and get the entire tree. This is a really simple, tiny makeshift tree farm that kind of gets in the way of the stairs, but it's alright. There's a cave on the other side of this wall, so that's why I mean I could easily expand it this way, but I've kind of just been lazy and decided not to because the cave is in the way. Down there is a branch mine and some caves down at really low levels, almost at bedrock, so that's that. I don't need to show you. Infinite water spring and a snowmaker. I got this from Etho's lab. That's the channel name, but he kind of goes just by Etho. Definitely recommend him if you don't know who he is. This is his snowmaker design. But since this is a server in SMP, there's had to be not the changes to the mechanism, but changes to how you use it basically the idea is you put a snow golem inside here, and then you fiddle with these pistons, pushing him from side to side, and what happens is then he ends up in the very corner of inside this glass, and then he creates snow on the ground on this block, which you can then dig out, and since he's doesn't move in there and he stays in the very corner, then you can just sit here and continuously dig over and over and over again, and you'll just get a whole bunch of snowballs and use that to make snow blocks. And in SMP, the change is that you have to kill him when you're done, because if you don't, he's going to get out and he's going to wander around and leave a trail. And right over there is plains. That's kind of like a plains biome. You saw it up on the surface. And they don't leave trails in plains apparently, which is a huge problem, because when he doesn't leave a trail, you can't find him, and then when you can't find him, and then he comes back in and leaves another trail, and then he goes back into the plains, you'll just get patches of snow keeping on reoccurring. Some brewing stands, room for a bed. I had extra wool, so I made this design. It's not meant to be anything really. Melon farm with pistons underneath. Another room for a bed, because this ravine is really close to spawn. So you are a hoe. That's what Rob left me, because he had someone. Why did he have these hoes? I forget why he had these hoes, but he decided he didn't want them anymore, and he left them with me. This was my simple storage area, different chests for different things, and this is the surface again. This fence, these fences, so the first thing I wanted to do was cover up my ravine, and I made this pattern, and I don't like it anymore, but I'm planning on moving out of the ravine soon, so I'm not going to change it. And basically, these fences were because mobs kept like chilling over here, and I never did finish the fence going all the way down the ravine, so mobs could technically still chill in here, but they don't, so I decided it wasn't really worth it to finish the fence. But mobs stay right here, and then I come out, and then it's a creeper, and then the creeper blows up in the glass, and I don't want to waste all that glass keeping to repair it and everything. It just makes everything a huge mess, so that's what the fences are for. I don't like them though, it's kind of annoying. This is a little pond that I kept because I liked how squid was spawning in it. Put a creeper face in it with more of that extra wool. Vines, more melons, some pumpkins for the snow thing, and reeds that I've stopped collecting because we already finished the enchanting table, and then we used one next to our XP grinder. We found 3 cave spiders in an abandoned mineshaft, 3 spawners really close to each other, so we've hooked that up to an XP grinder. Put an enchanting table right nearby, and we've got them down to stone swords by dropping them, and that's as far as we went. So then we put a like one area for a tree to grow, as well as a cobble farm. So I mean, you don't need a lot of wood, and you don't need a lot of cobble for stone swords. So I mean, it's kind of like kind of even useless at this point. You could bring your own. Like with this wood I have on me and this cobble I have on me, I can make more stone swords to get so many levels with all those spiders, because each one's a single hit. So yeah, but anyways, that's so we don't need any more reeds is the point, because we all use that same enchanting table. And almost nighttime, so I'll have to go back in and sleep in a minute. And I'm seeing some flaws with my pixel art over there, but this is a mob spawner on the surface that I had before the XP grinder. Also where that pillar of dirt is off in the distance, that marks the entrance to a cave where a zombie spawner is, and the way that we ended up using the zombie spawner is this is kind of a pipe that they all get brought up, and it was kind of just an eyesore on the surface here that just goes like, here's the other side of it right here. So it starts here and it goes up by the Enderman and it comes down right there. And I didn't really like that, so I wanted to cover it with pixel art. Plus I've been getting into pixel art a little bit more. And there's a hole, it's really frustrating, but oh well. probably gonna see if I can squeeze something else in over here. Maybe slimes. Do they have a small face, slimes? I don't know. Maybe something up there too. Sword's backwards, I know. It should be going like that, but it's not. I did that because I thought if I did it like this, then this hilly area right here would block the handle. Simple wheat farm, and it's really annoying because I wanted to make it so that mobs wouldn't trample it, but that also makes it really hard to replant. Yeah, and I think I started to explain this and I stopped. I got this from Etho again. Lots of stuff from Etho because I really like his videos, and it's just, I mean, I'm not even going to explain it. It's because you should see him do it. I'm not going to try to take credit for what he did. I just basically rebuilt what he did. It's 2 layers, and I started working on a 3rd, but then I stopped. And basically, the gist of it is there's a dark room in there with water pathways set up specifically to drop all the mobs down here, which is at the perfect height for it to be, supposedly the perfect height for it to be 1 punch. I haven't really got that worked out. Some of them die, some of them take 2 punches, so... but, you know, that's close enough. It's fine with me. So... let's sleep. And so, yeah, pixel art sheep. I've made them blue eyes. And the Enderman I have some problems with. And that is that the Enderman, if you look at the actual like image of the Enderman face, it's like black and then really dark gray. And the gray wool isn't dark enough. So... I've been kind of, I won't do that on camera. It'd be kind of boring watching me pillar up and change this stuff. But, that little gray X is like the leftover gray that I used when I tried the gray. And I filled the whole thing in, and it didn't look good. It looked like it was a cat with weird eyes. So before I do that, and that's going to drop my frame rate because of, well, we'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to go over here and wait for this terrain to load, because where we are right now is spawn, and come on, and I put a chicken farm there. There we go. Really, hold on. That's not how it's supposed to look. Load. Alright, well, I don't know why it's not loading. It's a zombie. You can see it from the other side. I'll go around in a second. Let me just throw these eggs in here. That's Rob's place, so I won't show that. From a distance you can't see the signs, and it's supposed to look like a beard, but it does look like he's vomiting. And this was made in creative, the first thing we did on the server, because this is spawn, it's to mark spawn. And that's why I have all the extra beds, because it's so close to my place that anyone who dies and doesn't have their bed can just run over to my place and sleep if they don't want to make the journey at night. The chicken farm was to keep the noises down. And this terrain's generating really weirdly, but yeah, that looks really strange. That is filled in exactly like the other side. The face is on both sides. Yeah. Okay. So, now on to my latest, greatest project that I wanted to show you how much I'd worked on today, and you don't know how much I've worked on because you didn't see what it was before. And the frame rate is about to drop, just warning. I apologize in advance for it. It is because I think I've hit some kind of a glitch with the villagers and they cannot stop doing the nasty. Yeah. So, when I originally carted over some villagers from a village that's through the desert, past a swamp, and in another desert over there, I just kind of tossed them in this hut here, based on the materials that I had on me at the time. Didn't have any glass, so I used fences, etc. And yeah, then I went into creative and I wanted to design something, and I kind of liked this, but there's huge problems with it. It's actually, this isn't even really complete. It's over here is the better example. Oh my god, so many of them. There's problems though, and the idea was that you get 2 doors in here because there's a door up here. Yeah, but it's expensive. There's lots of trapdoors along all the edges there, as well as up on the roof along that thing. And the glass and the stone bricks and the raw wood and the wooden planks and everything, it was just too much to deal with. I wanted to I wanted to just kind of centralize the materials that I use, or not centralize, like limit the materials or make them easier to access. But before that, I wanted a good supply of villagers. So what we did, Andrew helped me with this. Black Cat. I think we're going by Andrew and Eddie. Or at least I'm going by Eddie, I know that for sure. And I think he introduced himself as Andrew in the Infernal Skies, so Andrew. What we did to make villagers, we made this simple village breeder thing. So I believe the rule is, well, I know that it's 1 villager, frame rate's dropping a little bit, I think, sorry about it. But, okay, so 1 villager per 3 doors. So if you have 6 doors, then they're going to breed until there are 2 adult villagers. So by the time the little ones grow up, there might already be 3 kids, and then you'd have 5 or something, but it kind of varies a little bit. But they'll stop breeding once they have 2 adults or more, if there's 3 doors. So and in order for it to be considered a house, where the villagers will stay at instead of just wandering everywhere, I guess, the door needs to be within 5 blocks of a roof. So we first set up a bunch of these little tiny houses here with doors. So these are all considered, each door has their own roof. So these are all considered houses. Then we just covered the outside, and we're pretty sure that most of these doors are within 5 blocks of a roof. And if not, then whatever. But pretty sure they are. Maybe the corner ones aren't. But you know, here, this door right here, there's 1, 2, 3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks or something, but that's still within 5 blocks. So all of these doors count. So divide however many doors there are, plus the fact that creepers have blown off the doors on this side. So we had more a while ago. And that's how many villagers there were supposed to be once you hit that many. But I started working on another project over here of another village. It's in my quarry, because I do the torch trick. I'll show you in a second, if you don't know what that is. To dig out large areas in the desert and get a lot of sand and sandstone. And so this was my solution for the materials. Rather than build that house over and over and over again to make a large village, I'm just going to build these ones. And basically, as I clear out the desert, I've found that I've been getting way too much sand and sandstone for me to ever know what to do with. So I keep a good supply in the chests back at my ravine. And I also have another storage room that's really simple, so I didn't show it. But and then, you know, if once I have a good supply, then I can basically go along here, get these materials, use these materials to make these houses in the space that I just cleared out. So obviously I've been clearing out this lane, and I'm going to clear out going farther back this way, and then make more houses over here. I've also given some of the houses some jobs, like this really tall one, which I will show you in a second. But basically what's happening, one second, sorry. Basically what I think is happening, I'm going to get a drink. Okay, what I think is happening is the villagers are either breeding in the doors down here, and there are more doors than you'd think. I'll show you why. So each house has 4 doors along the bottom, and if you look up top, I haven't done this for all of them, but for some of them I have, there's 4 doors up in here too. So that leaves 8 doors, which means it's a little bit over 2. 2 villagers per house. It's it's pretty close to 3, because if there were 9 doors per house, then there would be 3 villagers per house. And there's always a little bit extra because more than one child is born at a time, and if the child is born before, if there are 9 doors, that would be 3 villagers, but if there are only 4 villagers and they need, or no, if there are 2 villagers, they might breed twice before their child goes up or something like that, or it probably has to work on larger scales than that, because I don't think two of them can have the same children, or 2 of them can have 2 children. But point is, before there's enough adults, they might have more kids, so there's more than the technical maximum in the village. So, oh wait, forgot. So basically, what I think is happening is they're breeding down here, they're coming up here, you know, walking up these stairs that I've only built halfway, because I ran out of bricks. Oh, those 2 are having a nice chat up there. And they're coming up here and they're staying up here, and then they're continuing to breed down here. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe they're breeding up there, coming down here, but most of them are up there, so I don't know. But, so that's why I have an insane amount of villagers, even though technically I should have capped by now. So this one before, I changed it, but before up here, there used to be water and another chicken farm, exactly like the other one, by spawn. But the chickens were dying, so I stopped. And basically, I moved the eggs from there, which I didn't get any. But what my plan was, I didn't want villagers in this house, so I used fence gates because I don't think they can open those. And I have that chicken grower upper that I had a video about. And I've already posted it. Get rid of those. So, the reason why I don't want testificates in here is because they've already gotten in here and somehow gotten themselves in here. I don't know how. And all the wiring is down here. What? Oh, I thought he just opened the fence gate. Is it becoming nighttime again? I think it is, so they're all heading inside. Now they're coming back down to find houses, I guess. But, so yeah, but this doesn't work really in SMP, and that's okay, I don't really need it to. I have plenty of other ways to get food. And, the torch trick, really quickly. Because it's getting nighttime. So if you dig out an area, preferably, it's easiest to dig it out when you can have space, rather than going along digging out one by one like this. But either way, if you dig out blocks so that everything is suspended, the sand is still suspended and not falling, and then you place torches underneath, then you can dig and dig the sandstone and smooth stone out from underneath the sand, or gravel, works for gravel too, and the sand will fall on the torches, and it breaks on torches when it runs into torches. I think it also works for redstone torches, and there are probably some other things that it works with. And so then you get a bunch of sand and sandstone, because you can turn sand into sandstone, but you're also mining out the sandstone. And you get all that, and get it really quickly as opposed to digging out each one. Also saves you on tools. You don't need to like take a shovel and use it up really quickly. Then you can take the torches back and you're all set. Yeah, I'll leave one there. Oh, you know what? I forgot that. Also, I made this little bridge over here to the top of the chicken one where you'd load it, but it turns out being kind of useless. Because like I said, in SMP it doesn't work, because the chickens, SMP doesn't track the location of mobs as well as single player does. And so the end result is that the chickens, you leave the area and you come back in and the chickens are running around or suffocating in the wall or something, because they're in too much of a confined space. So that is basically all basically all I have for you.